Hello. It's times of refreshing once again. And I'm very, very confident that God is watching over you and your Christian life is on course. So I find it a privilege for me to make a little input into your day and into your life as I share from the book, How You Can Become a Strong Christian. We are looking at how to become a spiritual Christian, because you can become a strong Christian by being spiritual. There are different types of Christians: carnal, soulish, and then we have the spiritual Christian. And Romans 8 says that when you are spiritually minded, it's life and peace. Who doesn't want life and peace? So that is why we must strive and pay the price to be spiritual. We've looked at ways of being spiritual, and today we are looking at two ways. The first way to be spiritual, among those I've shared earlier, is to have regular fellowship with believers. It's very important. Your ability to be with other believers, fellowship with them, your ability to be affected by the warmth and spirituality of other believers is a very important factor in your ability to develop your spirituality. You will know Christians who are not spiritual by their unwillingness to share fellowship with others. So we read from Jude 19, where Paul, speaking to his son Jude, gives him an insight into certain people in the church. He says, "These be they who separate themselves, having not the Spirit." He was pointing to Jude that those who separate themselves from fellowship are not spiritual. And I think it's time for you and I to assess our love for fellowship, to be in church, to be in small group meetings, to be in fellowship meetings, to be in weekday services. If you are a Christian and you appear on Sundays and you disappear, only to appear again the following Sunday or 2 Sundays after, you are a submarine. You go down, you vanish, and then you come up again. That is not how God wants us to live our Christian lives. He wants us to be together. In the book of Acts, we learned that the Christians, they were together. They fellowship together in the temple and from house to house. That is the Christian life. The Christian life cannot be lived in isolation. So the writer of Hebrews, in Hebrews 10, verse 25, gives a final advice. He says, "Not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together, as the manner of some is." So there are always in the church people who do not want to mingle with believers, to be around. Watch out for them. Avoid them. And you yourself as a believer should not be a Christian who does not love fellowship. It's a sure way to be carnal. And the second way to be spiritual, I'm sharing with you today, is not to keep company with sinners, which I think is really a shade away from this point. Do not company with sinners. What fellowship has light with darkness? How can you keep the fire when you are in the company of dead, cold believers. Today, God is encouraging us to be mindful of our relationships. David said, "Blessed is the man who does not stand in the way of sinners, or sit in the seat of the scornful, or receive counsel from ungodly people." What will they do? They will only make you a cold, carnal Christian. So today, the points we are learning are two. Number one is that as a believer who wants to be spiritual, it's very important that you love fellowship. You love the assembly. Love to be in church on Sunday, during the week, in small meetings. And number two, do not company with sinners. Proverbs 22:24 says, "Make no friendship with an angry man, and with a furious man thou shalt not go, lest thou learn his ways and get a snare to thy soul." Lest thou learn his ways. You are only going to learn from the company you keep. And God is exhorting us today to stay with the spiritual and enjoy an exciting journey of spirituality as a believer. I've been so blessed sharing this with you. Let's stay spiritual. Let's stay strong until I come your way again. Enjoy times of refreshing from His presence. God bless you.